Okay, so it's 10 o'clock and we'll go ahead and get started. If you can hear me or see my screen, if you guys could give me like a thumbs up, wave, you could chat yes, unmute yourself real quick. And okay, so I'm getting some.
I have no audio.
What was it? I didn't catch what somebody has said. Okay, I've got a chat. Okay, so I think for the most part, everyone is able. Okay, he can't hear the audio. Make sure that you have your speakers turned on. Then you should be able to hear the audio after that. Okay, let me. Okay, let me check back the student to see hopefully if that fixed it. Okay, that works too. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started, and then that way I think everybody is able to get in. So if you can hear me and see my screen, we're going to start off at crowder.edu. And so from crowder.edu, we're going to drop down to current students right here. And we're going to click on Lee Library. And this is how we're going to access our library website. So from our library website, there's a couple of items I would like to show you guys. The first one is the contact us right here. If you have any trouble trying to access the databases from home or just have any questions, our main number is the 455-5606 number. We are open 8:30 to 8:30 Monday through Thursday, 8:30 to 4:30 on Friday, and Sunday 1:30 to 4:30. So somebody during those hours will be able to help you if you're having trouble with internet or database access issues. You can also email me. My name is Crystal Rhodes, and I am the Public Services Librarian right here. Is my contact information. The best way to get a hold of me is my email. So crystalrhodes@crowder.edu. I do try to do it, check the email throughout the weekend and during the evenings. I do my best on trying to stay on top of that. So if you're having trouble accessing databases or you have research questions, you can always try to get a hold of me through my email, crystalrhodes@crowder.edu. That is the best way to get a hold of me. We're going to scroll back up at the top, and I have this feature right here, this Chat Now feature. This is a brand new feature for us this semester, and we're super excited about being able to provide it for you guys. If you click on the green Chat Now, what happens is a chat box appears and you're able to chat us. So if you have any questions over research, you're struggling trying to get access to the databases off campus, you can ask us your questions and we can chat back with you guys. What's really nice about this service, it is a 24/7 service. So even after we leave, we do have it contracted out with a company that specializes in library services, and they are still able to help you with your research questions at like 2 o'clock in the morning. So even if we have left for the night, still go ahead and use Chat Now because somebody is going to be able to help you guys get your reference and research needs. So again, we're really super excited about the Chat Now feature. It's a great feature. You can chat us and we can help you answer your questions. The other thing that I have is the My Library account right here. So if you check items out and you just can never remember what your due date is, it is your, this is what My Library account is. You can type in your first name and then your last name, and then it's going to be your student ID number followed by the CC. C. And so then what you're going to do is you're going to click on submit right here, and it's going to pull up your library account. So this is my library account, and you can see all of the items that I have currently checked out. And you can see the due dates, which is really nice because if there's something that I need to renew, I can come over here and click on the renew part right here, and I can check on the renew, and it can renew my options for me. So if for some reason you just kind of are like, I can't remember when my books are due, you can log into my library account and you can see the due dates, and you can renew your titles that way too. You can also call us and we can renew your items for you. You can come upstairs and just say, hey, I don't remember what my due date is. Can you renew my stuff? And we can renew it too. My library account, this is going to be the screen when you access your databases off campus. So when accessing our databases off campus, this is going to be similar to what the screen you're going to get. It shows up, and it's just going to be your first name, your last name, your student ID number, followed by the CC. And if for some reason you can't remember what the institution code is, you can always come over here and it says Crowder College, CC. Okay, so do you guys have any questions for me over how to contact us, the Chat Now feature, and how to access the library account? And if you do, you can just unmute yourself and ask questions. Okay. So I think everybody is good over that. So I'm going to show you guys how to access books in our collection. So right here where it has this box right here, search the catalog, we are going to type in our key term social media because that is what our research is over. So we're going to come over here and we're going to type in social media, and we're going to click the submit button. So what's really nice about Catalog Plus is it's going to provide you with a results list that's going to show everything. So it's going to show everything that has to do with social media that we have in our collection. So it's going to have the ebooks, it's going to have books here on campus, and what's really nice, it's also going to pull up academic journal articles. So it's kind of your one-stop shopping for everything you need to do on your research, but I'm going to show you a different way to access the catalog. By this middle tab right here, it says catalog. This is how you're going to be specifically getting books. So what's really nice is it's going to show you all of the list of our ebooks and books here on campus. So if I am interested in an ebook, because ebooks are instant access, which is terrific, and we have over 100,000 titles in our ebook collection. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click into this one right here, the social media and the public interest. And it says Crowder available online. So I'm going to click into it right here. Depending on your internet speed, it might take a couple moments for it to upload or download. So here is a description over what that ebook is about. If this is something that you're interested into accessing, if you come down here, you can access it by clicking into one of these areas. This is the first chapter. If you're just interested in chapter 3, the First Amendment, fake news, and filter bubbles, you can just click into it. And then it's going to provide you with chapter 3. So here is chapter 3 right here. So ebooks are great. Again, they're instant access. They're really nice if you're in a time crunch and you just need to do your research kind of fast. Ebooks is really great because it's instant access to that material. What's really nice about the ebooks, if you go right here, it creates a citation for you. So we do have an APA citation right here. So here is the APA citation right here. If you scroll down, it also provides you with the MLA citation. Again, we always tell students to double check the citation against the citation guides because these citation generators through the databases always make mistakes. So that is how you access an ebook in our ebook collection. So the other thing that I would like to do is access a book in our collection. So what I am going to do is I'm going to come over here to the format, and it says here if I'm just interested in ebooks, I can click ebooks, or if I'm interested in books, I can just click on books. And so now it brings me up a list of all the books that are in our collection here at the library. So if I'm interested in the social media and morality, I can click into it. I can see that it's here at Crowder. This is its call number right here, the 302.23, and it's showing me that it's available. What we are asking students to do right now is to write down the books that they are interested in, hand us a piece of paper with the call number on it and maybe like the little bar of the title, and then we can go get those books for you out of the collection. We're asking students to not go into the collection and to pull their items, and we're just trying to limit how many germs are on the books and how many people are touching it. You can still check out. We'll just go grab the items for you. You have it for 3 weeks, and if you need it for any longer than that, then you just come find us and we can renew it for you, or you can renew it through your library account. So that is how you access books in our collection here at the library. So say I'm not finding what I'm needing here at the library. So if you click right here where it says Mobius, Mobius is a really great resource. It's now going to be, you're going to be able to borrow from libraries throughout the state of Missouri. So that comes in really handy, especially if we don't have something in our collection, we can still get that item for you from a different library. What I suggest you guys do is if you know what your research topic is, go ahead and start requesting your materials if you want to use Mobius right now, because it does take about 3 to 5 days for your item to arrive. Once the item arrives, you do get an email in your student email account. So say I need a book from Mobius. So how I'm going to be able to request it is say this social media for academics. If that's something I'm interested in, I can click into it. I'm going to go down here and I'm going to say, oh, okay, so it's available. Southwest Baptist University and Bolivar has this book. So I am able to request it. So it's really easy to request a book out of Mobius. What you can do is click on the Request It button right here. It's going to pop up another screen. So you're going to drop down and you're going to click on Crowder College. You're going to submit the information. And then here, it's just really easy. It's your library account information. So you're just going to type in your first, your last name, your student ID number, followed by the CC. And then your choose your pickup location is going to be here at Neosho. Again, it does take 3 to 5 days for your item to arrive. And once your item has arrived, we will send an email to your student email account to let you know that the item is available for pickup. We do not have access to your personal email account, so please be checking your student email account. That is how we are going to notify you that your item has arrived. Okay, so do you guys have any questions over how to access an ebook out of our ebook collection, how to check out a book out of our physical collection, and how to request a book using Mobius? If you have any questions, you can unmute yourself right now and ask those questions. Okay, so since nobody has any questions, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to our library website and I'm going to scroll.
Crystal, can I stop you for just a second, just to make sure that my students are paying attention?
Yeah, you sure can.
Okay. So I want you guys to unmute yourself so that you can answer, and I'm going to do a little pop quiz for you. Okay, so I'll give you a chance to find the unmute button. So that's, okay, good. Okay, so Savannah, Cheyenne, Destiny, Jason, Deandra, Haley, if you want to go ahead and unmute yourselves, if you can, and if not, you can participate. If you don't happen to have like a webcam and you don't have the audio or video capabilities, you can just participate in the chat. Okay, first question is, and let's see who can be the fastest with this. Okay, so just call it out. How many ebooks are available?
100,000.
Yes, 100,000. And what is an ebook?
An internet book.
Electronic book.
Exactly. So, true or false, you have instant access to it.
True.
True. Okay, so easy questions there. Okay. What is the temporary policy if you want to check out a regular book that's at the Crowder facility?
They have to get it for us.
Right. And how long can you check that out?
Weeks.
3 weeks, yes, which can be renewed. Okay, what is the Mobius system? What does
You
that
can
mean?
get books from libraries all across Missouri.
Exactly. Yeah. So maybe some of you have had this presentation in other classes, as you indicated. So that's a good review. And if not, then new information for you. So lots of information and resources are available at Crowder. So, okay, that's the end of my quiz. I might have an actual quiz as well for everyone. So continue to pay attention. Okay, thanks, Crystal.
Okay, no problem. So we're ready to talk about library guides. And so to access library guides off of our website, it's going to be right here where it says library guides. It's going to be on the left-hand side. And so we're going to click into it. Almost all of our subjects on campus has a library guide, and it's like a mini website of information pertaining to that subject. So we're going to scroll down and we're going to click on the English library guide. A lot of times what I tell students is if they want to take a screenshot of this URL or if they want to write it down, this website is going to have some helpful information for your research. It's crowder.libguides.com/English. So again, if you just want to write it down, take a picture of it with your phone, snapshot it using the snipping tool, this is going to be a great way to kind of help you guys with your research. I'm going to go ahead and talk about some of the tabs on this library guide, and the first one is starting your research. So when you're choosing your topic, this is a great box to kind of like read over. It's going to help you, give you some pointers on how to choose your topic. This one right here is a really great box because it's understanding keywords. So again, this is going to be a great box to kind of like refresh what keywords are. And then brainstorming keywords. This again is going to be a great box on how to kind of get you some ideas on keywords to use when you're doing your keyword searching in the databases. The next tab I would like to show you is the advanced database searching tab. In the databases, we use Boolean operators. We use the Boolean operators of and, or not. So this box really kind of goes over what the Boolean operators are, kind of gives you examples on how to use them. Sometimes this kind of helps you if you're struggling on why do I keep getting this one specific keyword or result in my keyword searching results. You might be able to be like, oh, I just need to use not. So then when I do like the example Gulf of Mexico, not oil, it takes out the oil as part of the results. So it's always just kind of great to kind of look through here and kind of help you guys know which terms are Boolean operators to use when you're doing your database searching. The last tab I would like to talk to you guys about is the citations and style guides right here. When you are doing your research, you have to give credit where credit is due. So you have to create citations. So down here at the bottom, we have linked the OWL at Purdue for MLA. The OWL at Purdue is a fantastic website. It is a free resource and it breaks down how to do your MLA citations. So right here where it says MLA formatting and style guide, you can click into it and it's going to break down how to do your MLA citations. So if you ever get stuck, this is a great resource to refresh how to do your MLA citations. Again, it also does provide it for the APA. So if you're doing APA, you can access it right here. We're going to go back to our home tab of our library guide, and we're going to talk about databases. So I know a lot of you guys will probably do your research off campus. So it's going to ask you for your library account information. So if you ever can't remember what your library account information is, it is just simply your first name, your last name, your student ID number with the CC at the end. Here is the information right here. And if you have any trouble, you can call us at 455-5606, or you can email me and I can help you with that. The databases we recommend for English are all found in this box right here. The reason why we always encourage our students to use the databases is because the information out of our databases are printed resources. So they're journal articles, newspapers, and magazines. So somebody has edited the information and has been peer reviewed. So we know that information coming out of our databases are current, correct, and reliable information. It's unbiased information. Whereas if you are doing a Google search, you never know where that information is coming from. Anybody can type anything and create a website in Google. So you don't know the credibility of the information coming from Google. Whereas if you're doing database searching, you know that the information has been checked to make sure that it's reliable information, that the information is unbiased. This is the kind of information that your academic instructors would like to see when you are doing your research projects. So that's why we always encourage our students to use our databases instead of using Google. So we are going to do a search together using Academic Search Complete. And we are going to do an advanced search. So we are going to do our terms of college, students. We're going to do the Boolean operator of and we're going to do social media. And I'm just going to click on the green button just to see what happens. And as you can see, it provided me with over 1,900 journal articles, excuse me. So that is a lot of information to go through. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to talk to you about the fields because I want to be able to find information precisely. And so I'm going to use the fields. So the text right here, I can tell the database to search for my key terms, college students and social media, and all of the text of the database. I can also tell the database to search for my key terms, college students and social media, and all of the titles in the articles in the database. I can tell the database to search for subject terms. And so what subject terms are standardized words or phrases that the database creators have chosen to make the database search more precisely. So I can use my college students and social media and do a subject term search. The other thing that I can tell the database to do is an author search. So say I found an author and in his research, it's saying, yeah, in his previous research, these results were blah, 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 blah. And so you want to read that article that has his previous research in it. So what I can do is I can type the author's name. I can click on the author field right here, and I can tell the database to search for all of the articles that was previously written by that author. The other thing that I can tell the database to do is a journal name search. So if I'm a fan of Mother Earth News, I can type in Mother Earth News right here. I can do a journal name search, and it's going to provide me with all of the articles that have ever been published in Mother Earth News. The other thing that I can tell the database to do is an abstract search. And what an abstract is, it's a summary of a journal article. And this is what I tend to use when I'm doing my own research. So that's what we are going to do today. We're going to do a summary search using my keywords, college students and social media. And as you can see, I went from 1,900 journal articles all the way down to 493. But I can even make that amount even smaller. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to the limiters, and I'm going to click on full text because I want to make sure the article is available. And I'm going to click on peer reviewed. And what peer reviewed is that a member from their field of study has written an article and they've had other members of that same field of study review it to make sure that's current, correct, and unbiased. So I want to make sure I click on peer reviewed. The other thing that I want to do is change my publication date. 2001 is almost 20 years ago. I always like to be current on my research. So we always tell students to try to be 3 to 5 years out. So I am going to update it to 2017 and then I'm going to hit enter. And just by making those limiters, I went down to 67 journal articles. So this is a much more easier amount of information to go through than the 400 or even 1,900 journal articles. I'm going to click into the second one, addictive technology, and I'm going to show you how to access the article. This page right here is what we call the item record because it provides us with information about the journal article. This in bold is the article's title. The authors are listed right here. This article was published in the Science Chi Journal of Psychological Research, Summer 2020, Volume 25, Issue 2, pages 151 through 161. I always point this information out to students because this is the information you're going to need when you are creating your citations for your citation page. The other thing that I always point out to students is the subject terms right here. So say I'm struggling with my keywords, I can look and see what subject terms the databases are using, and maybe that will help me with my keyword searching. So instead of social media, I might change this out and type in the mass media industry. So it's just always nice to see what terms are being used by the database because it can help you guys with your keyword searching. Here is the abstract right here. This is the summary of the journal article. I know that the database looked for my key terms college students and social media because they are bolded. What is really nice about this summary is that I can read this summary right here and determine whether or not it's going to be useful for my research. After reading the summary, if it's not, I'm going to go back and keep searching. But if this is going to be beneficial to my research, what I can do is I can access this article right here by clicking on the PDF full text. Depending on your internet speed, it might take a couple moments for it to download. The internet's been kind of slow this morning. Okay, it's going. I promise it's going to appear. Okay, there it goes. The reason why I like it when it has the PDF is that this is what it looks like in the journal publication. I also like it because it's nicely laid out. It's not the clunky HTML. If there's charts, it's really easy to read when it is the PDF file. The other reason why I like it when it's the PDF is you can download it. So if I live somewhere that doesn't have great internet, I can come to campus and do my research here on the computers at campus. I can download these articles to a flash drive, or I can save them to the desktop on my laptop, and then I can take that information home and read these articles at home without having to have internet access. So that comes in really handy. The other thing that I can do is print these articles too. So that is how you access the articles. On the tool side right here, it provides you with a citation. So we always tell students to double check the citation against the citation guide. So here is the APA citation right here. If you scroll down, here is the MLA citation. We always tell students right here where it says EBSCOhost EBSCOhost is the vendor of the database. It hosts all of these different databases. It's not the database we are searching. If you ever can't remember what database you're searching, it says right here, searching academic search complete. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out EBSCOhost right here, and I am going to type in academic search complete because that is the database I'm searching, and then I'm going to italicize it. Again, we always encourage students to double check the database citations against a citation guide because these database citations always have mistakes in them. The other thing that this citation has is a DOI. And what a DOI is a direct object identifier. So if anybody wants to double check your citations, they can copy and paste this link into a URL, and it's going to provide them with information over this article. A DOI, if it's present, it needs to be included in the citation. If a DOI is not present, that's when you're going to come down to the bottom right-hand side of the tool section, and that is when you are going to use a permalink. We always encourage students to use the permalink because this link never changes. So this is the link you want to include in your citation. This link up here, we always encourage students to not use because this will always change. So you need to use the permalink in your citations. Do you guys have any questions for me over how to access articles in Academic Search Complete? How to do the citations? Any questions right now? Okay. So if there's no questions, I'm going to go back and I'm going to show you one last database, and it's the Opposing Viewpoints. The Opposing Viewpoints database has a couple of great features in it. The first one right here, if you scroll down and browse all 486 issues, if you're ever struggling to come up with a topic idea, this is a great database to kind of look through because you can see it has tons of topics in it. So we always tell students that if they're struggling to come up with topics for their research projects, this is just a great database to kind of just browse because it's going to provide you with tons of topic ideas. So if you want to, we can look into this one right here and say, hey, I'm interested in doing a topic or a research project on junk food. So it's going to provide you with what an overview is of what that topic is about. What is really nice is if you come down here, it provides you with the pros and the cons side. It also provides you with academic journals. And then if you scroll down to the bottom, it's going to provide you with the newspapers and magazines. So it's kind of a really great resource to get topic ideas for your research. It's also, a great resource to just kind of learn more about what that topic is about. So that is it for all that I have today for you guys. So do you have any questions? Is there anything that you would like to see again? This is a great time to unmute yourself and ask any questions.
It may also be a good time for a pop quiz. So let's go ahead and unmute, and I'll ask some more questions to see if you guys got what Crystal was talking about, because she did cover a lot of good stuff. Okay, so first question in session 2 of the pop quiz is, what's the specific topic for the library guide that Crystal referred to?
Those are cute. I know, I just need to find the rules.
Do you want the question repeated?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Okay,
can make
so
them.
Crystal showed us some library guides, and there was one that was specifically created for you guys. What's the name of it?
The English?
Yes. It's English. So I think we're actually on that page now. Crystal can, yeah, there we go. So that's the home page of it. And Crystal, if you could scroll down, well, if you would click on, I'm sorry, if you would go back to the top. Sorry, if you could click on evaluating sources.
Okay.
That's a really good one too, and we'll actually be going over that in class a little more, because that is a good way to see if your sources are good, credible ones. And question number 2, speaking of credible sources, what did Crystal mention is something for credibility? How old should the sources be? How many years old?
3 to 5.
3 to
Or
5. Yes.
5
Who
years
an-
at oldest.
Is that Connor?
Yeah.
Okay, good job. Okay. What is the best type of source as far as like magazine, journal type of articles? What is the best credible type of source?
The peer edited ones.
The peer edited ones, yes. And back on that evaluating sources, Crystal,
Yeah.
they have provided this really handy chart that shows the difference between the scholarly publications and then just popular magazines like what you guys are used to reading. And at the bottom of that shows examples. So like the American Journal, or they're often called the Journal of something, and then specifically the field. So like in agriculture or veterinarian medicine or whatever. So that's what you want to be looking for. Okay. Okay, what is EBSCO actually called? This one's harder. We might need to review where that is, because we typically call those sources EBSCO, but that's actually just the vendor and it goes by a different name. So Crystal, if you could show us where that was again.
Yeah, so the journal databases for English are all located right here. And so the database we used was Academic Search Complete. So if you click right here, it's going to bring up Academic Search Complete. This is what we used in our example search. And like I said, EBSCOhost is the vendor. So it hosts all of these different databases. It's not the database you are searching. We're searching Academic Search Complete.
Yeah, okay, good. And as you're getting on the database, you're going to need some authorization. So what's going to be your password? And this is if you're off campus, right, Crystal?
Yes,
or do they,
it is. No,
they don't
on
need
campus, it automatically recognizes that you are on campus, so you don't have to do database authorization. You just have to do database authorization when you are off campus. And that's just because only our students can access our databases.
Yeah, we were looking at opposing viewpoints the other day in class, and I noticed that we have to go through Crowder's library page in order to be able to access that. Otherwise, they want you to pay for it or offer a free trial or whatever. So what is the database authorization? What, Savannah? You can type it in chat if you need to. So your username is what?
Your first and last name.
First and last name, right. And then what is the password?
Your ID with the CC at the end with no spaces.
Right. Your Crowder ID or your student ID number plus CC. Does that matter if it's capitalized, Crystal?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, so CC with no space in between your student ID number and those two letters. Okay, good job. I have mentioned this reference that can help you with citations, and Crystal mentioned it also.
Purdue, Al.
Yeah, that was a really vague clue that I just gave, so good job. Yeah, Al Purdue. So, I mean, you can think of the bird, I guess, but it's the online writing lab is what Al stands for. Okay, so here's an easy one. What type of citations are we using?
MLA.
MLA. Very good. What have I not asked? Ooh, here's a harder one. What does DOI stand for? That one is harder. I actually had to write it down. I'm not sure that I knew that before you did this session. Because people just say, you know, URL, DOI. They just have these acronyms for things.
Did you tell him to call me?
Digital object identifier.
Is that right? I wrote down direct object.
It was close. It's direct object identifier.
Okay, good. Now, how is that different than a URL, Crystal?
So there's a company, and that it has been recently decided that all the articles are going to be assigned a DOI number because it's going to be more precise searching than a permalink. Because if you really think about it, here is the DOI right here. So it's a little bit shorter of a number to have to type into the URL versus the permalink all the way up here.
I see. And sometimes those web links change if they rearrange their site. So
Exactly. And that was one of the reasons why for the DOI was to make it a little bit more uniformed on how everybody can access it.
okay, that's why mute is helpful, right? Okay, that's the end of my questions. Do you have anything else for us, Crystal?
Nope, that was it.
Okay, I think they did really well with my quiz.
Yeah, I think they did too.
Yeah, like I said, class, I think I'm going to put together an actual quiz as well. And so if you didn't know the answers when I asked, hopefully you do now, or can review this. And you are going to be providing a recording link for us, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, super. And so I will provide that link when I receive it. Okay. And let me just say, class, to go ahead and get started on your research. Here's another question for you. How many sources are required for the essay?
3.
3. Okay. So go ahead and get started on finding 3 credible sources. And do your persuasive plan if you have not done that yet. Okay. Have a good weekend otherwise. Thank you, Crystal.
You're welcome. Bye, guys.
Bye. And I'll stay on here for just a minute in case anyone has questions. Jonathan, you were able to hear once you got back on?
Miss Bailey.
Yes.
It's Deandra. I emailed you last night. I accidentally uploaded the wrong paper to the
Yes. Yes, I did see that, and I will reset it for you.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Gary.